Police Chief Steve Caraway, and before we get started, I just want to recognize some of our elected officials that are with us tonight. Of course, Kenner Mayor Ed Muniz, State Senator Danny Martini, Councilwoman at Large in Kenner Michelle Brannigan, Councilwoman at Large Jeannie Black, Jefferson Parish Councilman John Young, Kenner Councilman Ben Zahn, State Representative Kurt Talbot, former State Senator Ken Hollis, and former Kenner Police Chief and current Causeway Chief Nick Kajemi. And I don't, if I forgot anybody, if you'd raise your hands or let me know. I believe this is the list I have, so if I did, I apologize. And with that said, I just want to introduce and call upon Mayor Ed Muniz to introduce your next mayor of Kenner.
Thank you. You know, for all of us who've lived in Kenner for more than 4 years, you know that to have a meeting like the one you're at tonight is very, very unique. Because 4 years ago, things weren't going this well in Kenner. Kenner was very contentious, as the town speaker you have said. But now, in fact, back 4 years ago, where's the police chief, Jimmy? The police chief was not welcome at City Hall. And some of the elected officials, they had to put out other elected, I'm not going to mention any names. But one guy, they had to put out the council meeting one night. I think it was the mayor. But in any event, things have come a long way. You got the police chief and I who have worked together as a team. He's got a very, very simple philosophy. Be reasonable. Do it my way. As long as you go along with that, we'll do anything in the world for you. But the council, even though there's times when they don't agree, we do it in the humane way, and we talk things over, and we try to do what's best for the city. So Kenner's come a long way. But we're at a critical time right now because we've got a recession that's going on all over the world. And in the next 4 years, Kenner's at the crossroads. And it's time for the city to unite behind a young leader who can take us forward and make sure that Kenner comes out 4 years from now better than it is today. And I want to give him to you right now, a man I'm proud of. 4 years ago, he taught me how to run it. And a few months ago, I figured how to get even with him. I told him, I said, you got to run this time, it's your turn. And here he is, the next mayor, my buddy Mike Yenni.
It's always really tough following Ed Muniz. Last night we had a nice party at his daughter Michelle's house, and he said he was going to just introduce me. Well, 20 minutes later, when I finally got to talk, it was a connection I've never made before. That the three of us who stand here united together, Chief Caraway, Mayor Muniz, and myself, in 1979, were all at the Endymion Parade. Now, I was 4 years old, the chief was working the street, and the mayor was on a float. We were all at the parade together. And if the police strike in New Orleans was the reason Ed Muniz met the Yenni family, well, I'm very glad they struck. And I'm very happy to be part of the Muniz team, and I'm very happy that Chief Caraway has endorsed me also. And there's quite a few people in this room that have endorsed me, and we'll be having different functions from here on to the election. I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce my beautiful girlfriend, Michelle Swanner, who has stood beside me through this tough election and going door to door with me, giving me names at every door, and my mother who's with me, and my father who's with me tonight, and my grandmother. I thank them for being with me, and my mom and her 40 years of door knocking experience has really paid off. A good portion of the signs you see around Kenner, she's responsible for those, so I'm very thankful for that. But the most important thing is, and I thank everybody for coming tonight. I'm overwhelmed by this crowd, and I'm glad to see all of you here tonight and shake hands. But we've got a tough election ahead of us. My opposition knows how to get his vote out. We've got to network. We've got to make sure our vote gets out. March 27th is a crucial date for the city of Kenner. 4 years of peace and transparency is what we want. We don't want it to go back to what it was 3.5 short years ago. So please do everything you can to help us get the vote out on March 27th. And I'm very thankful to have Chief Caraway's support tonight, Mayor Munez's support. I also had the support of District Attorney Paul Koenig, Sheriff Newell Norman, and Assessor Lawrence Shahardy. But the most important support is the support in this room and the support of the constituents of the city of Kent. Well, thank you all for coming tonight, and I'm gonna let the chief close because I know he had some comments he said last night that are very important.
Thank you, Mike. And I did. And, you know, this election is about honesty and integrity. And, you know, even though Mike says it's a tough election, to me, it's a very simple choice. Anybody who doesn't remember what took place in this city 3.5 years ago obviously wasn't around this city. We cannot go back to those times. No way. There's no way. And you know, to me, you know, it's about law enforcement. It's about the safety of our citizens. And I know what this person can do for law enforcement in this city. And I also know what his opponent can do. And we can't go back to those times. You know, Mike is a young, fresh mind, you know, the kind of leadership we need in Kenner. And again, you know, saying that it's going to be a tough election, sure it's going to be a tough election. You know, because unfortunately many people are too lazy to get out and vote. And it's important that everybody gets out and votes. And it's important that you convince your friends, your family to get out and vote. Because we cannot go back in time. We have to move forward. And this is the person we're going to move forward with, without a doubt. Thank you.
And also, of course, want to thank the seniors. They've done a great job tonight. The food's been great, and we'll be here for the next couple hours. So please enjoy yourself, and thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.